Ms. Whittaker, you've summoned Mr. Schrull to court to prove that he is the father of your 2-year-old daughter, Brinley.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say that Mr. Schrull has doubt only because of his conniving and manipulative mother, and you want him to man up and take care of his responsibilities. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Schrull, you claim you are not Brinley's father, and once you prove your case, you never want to see or hear from Ms. Whittaker again.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Whittaker, why do you blame Mr. Schrull's mother for his denial?
Because he's a mama's boy. She has never done anything but come in between our relationship. Even when we were having fights in our relationship, she was always in the middle of it. It was never just me and him, it was me, him, and his mother.
Are you a mama's boy, Mr. Schrull?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
I know that's right. Say it loud and proud. So do you believe your mother has come in between your relationship with Ms. Whittaker?
There were times that she would, but
Explain.
It was just to protect me.
How long were you all dating?
2.5 years.
Really? Take me back to that relationship.
We fell in love from the beginning. We were never separated. We probably spent 3 days apart in the entire almost 3 years we were together. From the time we started dating, our parents let us spend the night together. We were either staying at my house.
Wait. They what?
Yes. They let us stay the night
When you
together.
started dating, your parents let you spend the night together?
Yes.
At each other's homes?
Yes. At one point, we were completely living together. Him and his mother moved into my house with me and my mother. And we
What? They moved into the house with you and your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
And you all were having sex and both mothers knew it?
Yes.
I've never heard of such, Ron.
Several times a day.
What in the world? This is horrible.
Yeah.
Do you go to school?
Well, yes, we were going to school, but we both ended up dropping out our junior year in high school. I dropped out.
That's it. Classic case, babies having babies. This is it. These are not the type of extracurricular activities you need to be engaging in when you're in school.
I completely agree, but since then I've gotten my GED.
I am very proud of you for getting your GED.
Thank you.
But I want to understand something, because you said Mr. Schrull's mother was getting in the way of your relationship. Well, if you all were all living together, why do you say she doesn't like you and she was interfering in a relationship? Sounded like she was putting it together.
She was always in the middle of our relationship. She even made the comment one time that I can't wait till you're 18 because I'm going to beat your ass. And then when she found out I was pregnant, she said, I guess I can't do it anymore now.
Mr. Schrull, did you know your mother didn't care for Ms. Whittaker?
She cared for her. I don't know where that she didn't care for her comes from, because anytime Miss Whittaker needed to talk to her, she'd come to my mom. She'd call her Mama.
Really? Did you call his mother Mama?
Yes, because we were together for 2.5 years. Our families were each other's families.
So was this a committed relationship?
We were together for 3 years, yes.
Together or committed?
I ended up...
That's two different things.
I had proposed to her the same day that her dad had proposed to her mom, the same way and everything that her father had done it.
Well, that was romantic, so you had planned to marry her.
Yes, Your Honor.
We were actually going to get married in May, the year that I found out I was pregnant, and I had bought his ring and my ring and everything.
And I can see that makes you sad to think about that.
Yeah, because we were really happy at one point. And I thought it was going to be forever.
Both of you are acting like you were committed, but if you were committed and nobody did anything outside the relationship, you wouldn't be here. No. So let's get to the real details.
What had happened, her mom had passed away.
Okay.
And she got put in a foster home, and once she turned 18, she went with family.
I'm sorry to hear that, Ms. Whittaker.
Thank you.
Very sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And so at that time, you all were separated. You were no longer living together.
I was fed up with it. I was getting constant accusations of cheating, and I never once cheated on her, and I would always say the person with the guilty conscience is the one who had done it, and then that would come up.
What's that?
She had cheated on me.
How did that come up?
It took a little bit for it to come out, but eventually it did come out.
She admitted it?
Yes.
Did you admit it, Ms. Whittaker?
Yes, I did. First, Your Honor, no, that's not how all of this happened. That's not how we separated.
Okay, let me hear your side of it.
When my mother died, I got taken into DHR custody. I was only 17. I was 8 months from being 18. Anyway, they put me with my aunt. And me and Christian were fighting all the time. I was hormonal, I was pregnant. His mother refused to let him come to my doctor's appointments.
Okay, hold that story right there. I want to get to it. So you're pregnant at the time when this fighting?
Yes, I'm pregnant. I found out I was pregnant exactly 1 month after my mother had passed away.
Okay.
I was already in DHR custody when I found out I was pregnant.
All right. So you are dealing with all of that, then you find out you're pregnant.
Yes, ma'am.
You let him know.
Yes,
At the time you let him know, how did you let him know? Phone call? You saw each other?
My social worker put me in a room and let me call him and tell him I was pregnant. And he was actually very excited. He said, I love you. We're going to get through this no matter what. I'm always going to be with you. I said, you know you have to tell your mother. Now, I was told that I couldn't get pregnant, and I thought I was never going to have a family. And I just lost the last bit of my family because my father had passed away when I was younger. I was so happy because now I had a family. And when he told his mother, I could hear her screaming in the background, oh God, no, why? Kill me now, why?
Really?
No.
She was screaming to the top of her lungs, and she took that moment from me. She took it from me because I was so happy I finally had a family, even though I just lost mine, and she took my happiness away.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let me hear from your mother.
Oh, thank you.
Please
so
stand,
much,
ma'am,
Your Honor.
and step up to the podium. Miss Blackwell, you're Mr. Schrull's mother. Give
Because
your side of the story.
Them staying together and sleeping together was never okay with me. This started at her house, and I begged her mother, please don't let this happen. It's not happening at my house. Y'all are too young for this kind of relationship. Her mother couldn't do anything with her.
Please don't bring my mother into this because she's dead and she can't defend herself, and I would very much appreciate it if you kept her out of it.
Well, she has something to do with it.
Well, she's
How
not
can
here,
I
so
not
we
get
cannot
my
talk
point
about her.
across if I cannot speak of her?
All right. When you found out she was pregnant, did you think the baby was your grandchild?
I did because my son believed at the
No, you
time
didn't. You told
he
me from the
was.
beginning that's not his child.
Not until she admitted to me 7 times that she cheated.
7 times cheating.
Yes, she told me there were 7 possibilities.
7
Oh,
possible
God. Oh, my Lord.
other fathers?
There is only one other man that I slept with the month that I got pregnant. In our entire relationship, I didn't even sleep with 7 other people.
No. That's a lie right there. That
What's a
word-
lie, Mr. Schrull?
That she only slept with.
You can say whatever you want to say, Christian, but you know because I told you before I even knew I was pregnant. I told you the day after I cheated on you what happened, why it happened, how I felt about it, why I was sorry about it.
Well,
and you
tell
said,
me.
"I don't
Tell
care."
me what happened. Tell the court.
It wasn't something I was proud of, and he's not even a possible factor for the father. I have my conception date right here.
I'd like to see that evidence. Will you hand it to me, please?
I conceived at the beginning
Thank
of
you.
August. I did not sleep with him until the end of August.
So let me understand this. You've prepared a calendar for the court.
Yes, ma'am. I slept with Christian every single night, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day.
I don't remember all that.
Wow.
I don't remember all that.
These days are outlined completely every day.
Every day.
From the 2nd
I don't remember any
to
of
the
that.
31st, you had sex with Mr. Schrull.
You don't remember that? We lived together for 3 years. We had sex every single day. How do you not
Okay.
remember that?
How do we sleep together when you're either in a foster home or you're at a girl's home or you're living with
I
your
wasn't
aunt
in a
Brittany?
foster home at the beginning of August. I wasn't in a foster home until August 30th. My mom didn't die until August 28th. I think I would remember this. This is why I remember this so clearly because it was the most traumatic event I'd been through.
You show that you had sex with Mr. Schrull all of these days, but then you had sex with another man somewhere around the 14th.
Yes.
You also have the 8th circle. Explain this. That is your alleged conception date?
Yes, ma'am.
Explain.
I have a picture of a sonogram, and it said 20 weeks and 1 day. And we counted back 20 weeks and 1 day, and it was August 8th.
Okay. get
You
going on.
refute this calendar, Mr. Schrull. You don't believe this went down this way?
No, I don't.
And you also believe when you say she was here or there or everywhere, is it your assertion that you believe she was also having sex with other people as well, and that fuels your doubt?
Yes, because
Explain that to me.
It came out to me after she was pregnant. It came out that there are more than one possibility.
When did this come out?
This came out when she was maybe 3-4 months pregnant.
How did it come out?
She
Who
told
told you
me.
that?
She told her.
And that's a load of crap.
Y'all just having sex. Y'all know what you're doing.
Exactly.
You have no clue. Just kids engaging in adult activity, absolutely no idea of the consequences, and you don't even understand your body, how it works, or how conception is formulated. So the real truth is, you can tell that 14th date, that's in the window, baby. Did you use protection when you had the sex with the other
No,
man?
Your Honor.
Okay, moving on. Was he there the day the baby was born?
Yes.
Yep. What happened is I get there, and your little boyfriend at the time wants to talk all big over the phone and say how he's gonna kick my butt and all
My
this.
boyfriend never threatened you at
Wait a
all.
minute, when did we
Yeah,
get a
he-
boyfriend?
After we had separated, I had started dating someone else.
Are you on the birth certificate?
No,
No,
ma'am.
I go there. He cuts the umbilical cord. He's on
He
the
didn't
birth
even cut the
certificate.
umbilical cord.
The boyfriend's name's on the birth certificate?
Yes, Your Honor. I have her birth certificate right here.
So hold on.
So-
This is a birth certificate of live birth. Brinley Ann Smith, and father's name is Nicholas Dwayne Smith.
Yes, ma'am.
What I want to understand is if you are certain Mr. Schrull is the father, on the day Brinley's born, he does show up to the hospital.
Only because his mother made
I
him.
don't care how he
Oh,
got
no.
there. I
True.
don't
I
care
wanted
if
to
he
be
was
there.
following the sun and the moon and the stars. He got there. He got there. And you say he's the father. Why put another man's name on your child's birth certificate
Well-
if the man that you are so certain is the father is there?
Your Honor, when I woke up from my C-section, he wasn't even there. I woke up the next morning, and on Facebook, Christian had posted stuff all over Facebook about my boyfriend, about my family, saying baby mama drama already. I told him I don't want you to come back.
I wouldn't have even got to hold the baby if it wasn't for the doctor's, I don't know the name
My
of the room.
aunt lets you in because she's the DON.
The
No,
nurse.
the nurse.
My aunt is a nurse.
So you got to hold Brinley that day.
Yes.
Did you feel a connection? Did you feel like this is my child?
No, not at all. I looked at her and I told the nurses, I'm like, I don't
I've got
know.
a
I don't
picture
believe
of the
this is
both
mine.
of them. Tell me this is not his child.
Will you pass that evidence to me, please?
They have the exact same nose. Their eyes are shaped the exact same. How is that not his child?
Thank you. It's a picture of Brinley on the left and
Kind of
Mr.
blurry
Schrull
picture.
on the right. You believe there's a similarity.
Look at their noses. It's a blurry picture that they've got, but they have the exact same nose. They have the exact same eye shape.
And so, how about since Brinley's been born, Mr. Schrull? Have you built a bond? Do you see her?
I honestly don't care to see her until I know for a fact she's mine because there's multiple possibilities to it. That's
In other words,
Why
I've
we're
been
here.
on my own for the past 2 years doing it all by myself. From 18 to 20, I've been doing it by myself.
This is why you have to be responsible for your own life. Honestly. Because you're learning a tough lesson that a lot of young women have had to learn.
Yes, Your Honor, I know.
Mama's baby, papa's maybe. And now you're standing in front of me. I've heard enough. I'm ready for the results.
Thank you.
Is there anything anyone would like to say before these results are read?
I just want to say that if he is the father, I hope he finally steps up and is in her life.
And I will.
Because she needs a father. And
Ms. Whittaker, I must say this testimony of yours has kind of changed. You came into this courtroom asserting that he is the father. You are certain there's no other possibility. And now you're saying if he is the father.
he is the father. I know he is. But like I said, he has doubt. I know he's the father.
Let's get the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Whittaker versus Schrull, when it comes to 2-year-old Brinley Smith, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Schrull, you are her father.
I am.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Then I apologize. I apologize for everything. I really do. I'm sorry I put you through this.
I'm just so happy after 2 years that you finally know you can finally start being there.
And I will be.
Give her a hug.
Would you be willing to give me a hug?
Can I give you a hug, Nancy, please?
I'm sorry. I will definitely be there.
That's really nice to see. And I see tears in your eyes, Mr. Schrull. You feel emotional looking at your little girl?
I'm kind of upset about missing that little bit and putting her through what I did. Definitely gonna be there now. That's a fact.
Good. Ms. Kiles, you have opened your case to prove to the defendant that her deceased son, James, is your 14-month-old daughter, Ava's biological father. You state that you know the defendant is in pain due to the loss of her son, but so are you.
Yes,
and
Your
want
Honor.
nothing more than to give her closure. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lyte, you say Ms. Kiles is a pathological liar, and you claim that as much as you would love for a piece of your son to be here, you don't trust that baby Ava belongs to him. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Kiles, you say that you are hurt too. Explain.
Miss Lyte isn't the only one that's hurt. I'm hurt too. That's my child's father. She wasn't a mistake. We planned her, and me and him was together. That was my boyfriend. And I loved him, and he loved me. And he loved his daughter. We were his family, so I understand she's hurting, that's her son, but me and Ava are hurting too.
Ms. Lyte, I'm sorry for the loss of your son.
Thank you.
I know this is extremely difficult.
Very
Ava's 14 months old.
correct.
Have you formed a bond with her?
Yes, that's my heart. My son was raising her. If she wasn't with my son, she was with me. I love
The
but
doubt is still eating away at you.
it's killing me. It was just a lot going on. He came to me so many times, her after he moved her to Oklahoma and got everything furnished. Another man answered the phone and tried to claim to be Ava's father and be in her life now and all this other stuff.
That's a lie.
So another man answered the phone and told your son, I'm Ava's father, and I'm in her life now.
And the baby wasn't even born yet.
And so, Ms. Kiles, did another man answer the phone?
That never happened. Me and James never had any fights or arguments about any females, any males. I was hormonal. I was going through a lot. I was stressful. Our arguments never been about other people in our relationship.
And so
That's
why
not-
would he make this up with his mother? I mean, what
During
motive
my-
would he have to?
Because he was mad because I wasn't letting him around me. When I was pregnant with her, I didn't let him around me. He went back to, I was in Oklahoma. He moved back to Chicago. He was trying to reach out to me, and I kept ignoring him, and I wasn't answering his calls. He was calling my grandmother. I told her don't answer her phone because I didn't want to deal with him.
And from my understanding, he didn't move back to Chicago. He was kicked out. From my understanding, he came to go to a court date that he had in Chicago. And that's when he found out he no longer had a home in Oklahoma. His stuff had been supposedly thrown out. And what wasn't thrown out, the man supposedly kept what he wanted.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all. He got mad because I don't like everybody in my house. He brought some other guy with him to my house. I told him I don't want anybody in my house. My child is, I'm irritated right now, and I have my 2-year-old here. I don't want anybody in my house. He furnished the house. He can bring whoever he wanted here. I said, no, you can't. This is still my house. My name is on the lease. So I said, you can't come in. Lock my door. He can't come in. He kept calling my phone. I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it happen, but why you just got me out here like this? I said, I don't want anybody in my house. I told you that. Respect me.
All right, so you were having relationship issues in terms of boundaries you set
Yeah,
for your home.
that was always the
And this
issue.
was all happening when you were pregnant. Take me to the point at which Ava was born. Was Mr. Miller with you at the hospital?
No, it was just me and my 2-year-old daughter.
And you were still in Oklahoma?
Yes.
Did you call him to say the baby's being born?
No, Your Honor.
He would have been there. He would have been there. That's something he would have never wanted to miss.
When do you let him know that the baby's here?
I decided to give Ava away to a family member, and she named Ava Skyler
Why are we calling her Ava?
because that's the name that me and James wanted to name her.
Okay.
She took her back to Chicago. A week later, I wanted my baby back. She didn't want to give her to me, so I had to call my mother to get her back. She got her immediately. My mom went to go get her. My mom dropped Ava off to Miss Lighthouse, where James was staying at.
Okay. Did the birth certificate ever get changed? Is Ava on her birth certificate, or is
Me and James were on the phone. We discussed this. Only me and him. No one knew about this. Only me and him.
But did he
knew-
know
he
you
knew
were planning
after-
to give
no.
the baby up for
He
adoption?
knew afterwards. When I got her back after that week, I called him on the phone and said, I'm sorry I did this. Me and him had to talk about it. Me and her both were crying on the phone. He said, I still love you. We're gonna get through this.
Honestly,
We-
I think my
we need to get
son
her back.
died not knowing his baby's biological name. Because my son had tatted on his face, Ava Jashay. My son would have told me something. My son would have got the baby's name changed if he had known.
We couldn't get her name changed because we were living in Oklahoma. They said we had to wait till she turned 1 year old to get her name changed. He died in May. Her birthday was in August.
He was raising her before then. She was with her daddy. Y'all was in Illinois at this point. She was with her father when he passed away. She was in a car. All I know is something happened, some girls arguing, and another guy came and shot my son. And the girl tells me that all she could do was try to pull him into the car and drive off. And they kept shooting, so I know it was God, but I don't know what stopped the bullet hole from hitting my grandbaby other than God, because it was a bullet hole that either the door or her car seat stopped it from hitting her.
Dear God.
The only reason I know that because I seen it on the news.
And so your son was raising her. He was her dad. She was
Yes.
in the car with your son.
Yes.
He in the driver's seat, she in the back seat in the car
I
seat.
just came and got her from me.
So you all were raising this baby. Like, this is your biological grandchild, this is your son's child, and he had her name tattooed on his face.
On his face,
Did he
Ava.
ever tell you that her legal name was Skyler?
No, Your Honor, no. I
How
think
did
my
you
son
even
died.
find out?
I kept asking about doctor's appointments because I feel like she needed her shots and things like that. And that was the last thing me and my son talked about when he came and got her that day too, also besides her birthday that was coming up. She wanted to talk to me in person, I do believe, to let me know. I was supposed to take her to a doctor's appointment, and then we didn't make it to that doctor's appointment, and I received a text letting me know that she didn't have to tell me this, but my grandbaby name is not Ava Jashay. Her name is Skyler Angel. And that's how I found out a couple of weeks ago. On my son's obituary and everything is Ava Jashay Miller.
But in fact, her name was Skyler Angel, and she did not have your son's last name either.
Miller, no. And my
you,
son he was a good father. Can nobody take that from him? He did everything for his baby. Cash, milk, clothes, everything. Everything for that baby, everything. For Memorial Day, he asked me, he brought her clothes and stuff over there. Mama, can you do her hair in a couple of ponytails? Because he didn't allow nobody to touch her hair. Couldn't touch them curls. You couldn't touch her hair. And she hung out with grandma. She was with me.
you never received any word from your son that we discussed it, Miss Kyles and I, and we decided that we're gonna name her this, but her name is actually something else.
No, I think my son died thinking her name was Ava Jashay Miller.
And you believe she has a different name because another man is her biological father?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, the situation where she said never happened, where some man answered the phone. Situation when I had to go find my grandbaby one day, and the guy that answered the door to me, he tried to favor my son. He even got the tatted over his eyes.
Him and James met before. They met.
And so you felt like the guy looked similar to your son?
Somewhat. Not as handsome, but somewhat. Somewhat.
And so you felt like the baby also
The eyes.
looked like the other man?
The eyes.
And so when you got the baby that day and you took her with you, were you thinking in that moment,
Yeah.
Lord, is this my son's
Yes.
child?
Yes.
Did you talk to Miss Kyles about how you felt?
No, not really.
And so even knowing the difference in the name, even knowing that you picked up the baby and she was with this other young man, you still held out hope that this is your grandchild and your
Yes,
son's child.
my son loved her to death. To death.
But now you're afraid to really get attached to the baby.
I don't know exactly everything they was going through. You understand? I wasn't there all the time. I could only know his side. When she was out there, when she went out there, my son asked me to call her and get close to her. She didn't respond to my text messages. She didn't respond to my effort. So for her to say she felt like she didn't have anyone, she would have had someone if she would have responded and got to know me. She didn't have to get that baby away because that baby would have been and is well taken care of. I just want that to be my grandbaby so we can do the right thing and get her name what it's supposed to be. Ava Jashay Miller, and that meant so much to my son, and that's why I know it, because I lost a daughter and her name was Ushaya. She was 15. They was very close. So that's where her name come from, Ava Jashay.
My baby needs us. She needs me, she needs her grandmother, she needs us, and this is not how James would want it to be.
It's not. It's not.
I don't want to have animosity,
But
I don't
I
want to
know-
argue.
But you do understand, Miss Kyle, that Miss Lyte's position is she wasn't around you all in the relationship. Her son expressed doubt. He expressed that he had experiences that led him not to fully believe that this child is his biological child, and yet he loved this child.
But James never ever once denied Ava, never once denied Ava to me, never once said that to me at all.
But you do understand that she's having a difficult time believing that James would ever allow Ava to have a different name, to be named Skyler, and this entire...
I told him, I said, don't tell your mom, because I don't know how she would react. So just keep it between me and us.
My son knew
Just
me.
keep it between me and us.
He knew I would have did what it takes to get whatever done that needed to be get done. I know how to fix. I know how to take care of things. That's what I know how to do.
Well, obviously he wanted to keep it to himself and just me and him, because if he wanted to tell her, he would have told her. Obviously, he just wanted me and him to just take care of our business as a father and a mother.
But you do understand how all of these facts grouped together, it creates doubt. Do you understand that, Miss Kyles? There's a lot going on in this
lose
beautiful
another. I
little
can't
girl's
lose.
short life.
And then I gotta change. She don't know she don't know Skyler.
So Ava doesn't even know her name is Skyler.
No. She knows Ava Jashay.
That's what everybody calls her.
Everyone. I can't lose nobody else in my life. I'd have lost a daughter, I'd have lost a son. I can't lose nobody else. I can't. And my daughters, it'll break them too. They already hurt. Oh. I just want this to be my grandbaby and get this done and over with and get her name changed to what it's supposed to be.
Miss Kyles, I'm about to go to the results. before I do, I just want to make sure that there is not any other piece of testimony that you've left out that you would like to share or you feel like you need to share.
No, Your Honor. I said my truth.
I think it's time we get the results. Jerome?
Yes.
Thank you. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Kyle's versus Lyte, when it comes to 14-month-old Skyler Ava, it has been determined by this court. The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Lyte and Skyler Ava is 99%. You are related.
Oh, thank you. We can do what we gotta do and get her name.
I'm very happy I could deliver this result today.
Thank you.
Me too.
Very happy. Not just for both of you ladies, but for Ava and for James.
Yes.
And I hope he's smiling in this moment.
Yes.